It's the coach checking in. So today, Friday, the 24th of June 2016, the United Kingdom, as a group of people, democratically have voted to leave the European Union. Now, I want to make a few comments on this. I'm not going to comment on any of the political stuff in terms of who you voted for, or which side you voted for, I should say. That is totally up to you, and I respect everybody's right to vote, and whichever way you voted, that's great. And all I'm going to comment on is something that is really quite useful to the exam coach way of looking at things. The first thing I want to mention is, so today many people have taken to social media to express their opinion on Brexit and what they think about it, and they're perfectly entitled to do that. What I would say to you is, if you have exams right now and you're doing exams the exam coach way, remember, attention is the new global currency. Do you really want to be spending your attention reading through those posts? The decision's happened. You're not going to change it. It's a democratic decision. It's the thing that many people all over the world fight for and strive for every day. And we're lucky enough to have it in the United Kingdom. The decision's been made. Yes, you can voice your opinion, but just think perhaps a little bit more intelligently about, if you've got exams right now, is that the best thing to be spending your time and attention on? As I said before, I'll say it again, I love saying it, attention is the new global currency. And if today you're scanning through those posts instead of revising, instead of thinking about your exam, instead of actually getting in that exam hall and executing a very good exam performance by just having that exam information in your head, not all the Brexit stuff, or not having wasted time on reading arguments that, to be honest, have been discussed and have been decided today, then you've got to think long and hard about that. Remember, use your attention wisely. The next thing I want to do is apply the concept of Brexit to exams. So, for example, in Brexit, or the Brexit that has just happened, I should say, a decision has been made, and you can't reverse that decision. It's been made, it's happened. Now, in the same way, exam boards, they set certain exam papers. They switch up the curriculum sometimes. They change the way in which we are examined other times. And there's not much you can do about it. In fact, there's nothing really. You can complain a bit, but in terms of how that affects you on the day, it's going to happen. It will only affect perhaps other generations if you're that passionate about it and you begin campaigning and doing all those things to try and change it. But it's going to happen. Now, don't complain about those decisions. The chance or the opportunity to change that came before the decision was made. You've had your chance. Now, the decision's been made. You've got to roll with the punches if you see them as punches. In other words, if you see it as a blow, you've got to be able to take those blows and move forward. If it's a favourable decision to you, so for example, if the exam has changed so that actually the way in which you're being examined suits your style of doing exams, doing exam questions, that's great. You've got to see it as an opportunity. You've got to really go for it and say, wow, this is an unbelievable opportunity that I've got to take advantage of. Likewise, on the flip side, if you see it as a bit of a, as I said, a body blow, a punch, you've got to roll with it. You've got to be able to take it, adjust, and throw a few back. That's how it works. There's no point complaining. People who complain, you're just going to find yourself in D-Town, and you're going to stay there. And I don't have much time for that. I want people to be able to move forward no matter what. I want people to be on the road to A-Town. Always cruising, always moving forward, always being positive. And this is a little lesson you can learn from Brexit. Whatever your view is on the outcome, always look to be moving forward. And it's the same with the exam coach way. So there's 3 things you can take away with you today on the 24th of June 2016, when the UK voted to leave the European Union. You can take away that on the day, you've got to control your attention. If it's an important exam day for you, regardless actually, if it's a day in which you need to get stuff done, which when you're doing things the exam coach way is every day in, day out, remember that, don't devote your attention to things that really should have been discussed long ago and have been discussed. People have made up their minds, they've made decisions, and there's not much you can do about it. You had your chance to vote. It's fair, it's democratic. That's the way things work, and it's the best way we have of deciding things. Big companies who decide exam boards have those systems in place too. You as a student can give your voice on that, voice your opinion, but when the decision is made, the decision is made. The next thing I'm going to talk about, or have talked about in this vlog, decisions. When a decision's made, you got to think about how you're going to move forward, even if you don't agree with it. If you agree with it, fantastic. Look for the opportunity. The third thing, I've just mentioned it, opportunity. Always look for the opportunity out of decisions. Whenever there's change, there is always opportunity. Okay, you may think that some opportunities have closed down. For example, if you did like that curriculum, or if you did like that particular way in which the exam board used to examine, then that's unfortunate. But there's always going to be an opportunity that you can work your way into in that new exam or in that new curriculum. You've got to find out what it is, and the only way you do that is by taking action, by putting in more hard work, by going again, and really being positive about the whole thing. Because if you're going to be negative, if you're going to complain, you're just going to be stuck in D-Town, and nobody wants to be there. So get on the road, get positive, keep going, and whatever you think of any decision made today or any other day, that's how you should think about it. Where's the opportunity? How can I really make this work for me and everybody around me? Keep going, let's go, the Exam Coach way.